So this is the last couple of days we have before the new year. And so we have a lot of stuff to discuss. What I'm going to be providing you guys with tonight is 11 tips to be a better leader in 2015. So thank you so much for hopping on. This call is going to be a pivotal call for helping you to become not only a better leader, but helping you to build consistency, helping you to have more purpose, helping you to solidify your business so that you have a solid foundation for the start of 2015. So first things first, to be an awesome leader, of course, what needs to be at the forefront of your mind every time that you embark on helping people with your business is you need to know your why. So number one, have your why at the forefront of everything it is that you're doing. If your why doesn't make you emotional, if your why doesn't jack you up and get you all pumped up to do this, your why isn't big enough. You need to create a why that allows you to just push you through all of the tough days, all of the awesome days. It's going to propel your business. So if your why isn't strong enough that it gets you just jacked up and full of life, you need to reevaluate it and come up with a tougher, more solidified idea of why it is you're doing this. So the second thing to be a better leader in 2015 is be unapologetically you. So this is something we discussed last week on our team call. And being unapologetically you is so vital for your business because you need to be so you that you are propelling away people who aren't like you. If you are not weeding people out of your garden, you are not doing it the right way. You need to be so okay with who you are as a person and so comfortable with putting it out there that you don't mind when people have something negative to say because you understand that those people aren't headed in the same direction that you are. Those people don't want the same things out of life that you do. Those people aren't going in the same general direction that you're going. Those are people that you're not going to click with. Those are people that if you got them on your team and you were going to summit together and you had to share a room together, you would absolutely hate that time spent with them because they would suck the living life force out of you. Those are people you're trying to weed out of your garden. So post things that are relevant to who you are. Be unapologetically okay with who you are as a human being because you understand that by doing that, you're going to attract the people to you that you seriously, wholeheartedly want to work with. And that's going to make you a good leader because that's going to bring about the people to you who are going to look up to you as a leader, who are going to be okay with the direction that you are headed in as a leader. And that's going to allow you to be the most effective leader possible by working with people who click with you. So number 2 is being unapologetically you. The third thing is in being a better leader in 2015, what you need to do is when in doubt, edify and recognize people. So edifying people, of course, is talking up people's positive characteristics that you admire about them. Breathing life into people. So being a really amazing leader is somebody who can see the potential in somebody, who can see the positive characteristics that somebody brings to the table, and they're not shy about bringing those things up. They're comfortable with who they are as a leader, and they know that by talking about somebody's positive characteristics, by edifying them, by recognizing somebody's strengths, you are pulling out the strong capability that that person themselves has to be a leader. John C. Maxwell spoke at last year's summit in Vegas. And one of the things that he said is, we were taught in school that you need to be fantastic all across the board. You need to get A's in math, science, English, all of those things. And what John Maxwell said, though, is that's wrong. If you are a strong person who is amazing at math, why not hone in on that skill? Why not craft your math skills to the best of the ability so you can shine, so that you can bring 100% to the table when you are doing math? Whereas in our school systems, we were taught to try to bring everything up to an A status. And sometimes doing that, that's a lot of pressure. And not only doing that, but you also, let's say if at most you really suck at science, you might only ever be mediocre then at science. So what I'm getting at here is as a leader, you need to understand that people aren't always going to excel at certain parts of this business. So as a leader, what you need to do is you need to see people's strengths, understand their weaknesses. Don't use their weaknesses against them, and don't try to bring their weaknesses to an A+ rating. Instead, as a leader, instead as somebody who is working with people and trying to bring the best out of people, focus on people's strengths. Edify the living hell out of somebody when you see something that makes them who they are, that they just excel at and they shine at. And through being a leader and focusing in on those positive traits, you are essentially going to bring about the best out of the people that you are working with. So as a leader, that is something that needs to be something that you are always looking to do. So who are the people you can edify? You want to edify your coaches. So you want to bring the best out of your coaches. When you take note that you have a coach who's excelling at something, you want to message them. You want to acknowledge them. You can acknowledge them through a Facebook message. You can acknowledge them through writing on their Facebook wall, through text messaging them, sending them a card, sending them a gift, and recognizing the strength that they have. You can edify your upline. So I created a post today about edifying your upline because, people who congratulate need people to congratulate them as well. So edify your upline too, and that's going to solidify the bond between the two of you as well. Another person or group of people that you need to edify are your prospects. So if you have somebody that you think could be an incredible coach, you need to edify the strengths that you see in that person, which could allow them to be a good coach. So you might be interested in having somebody join your team who isn't into fitness, who isn't into health and nutrition and wellness. That person might just need the coaching opportunity for the income opportunity. And that's okay, because along the way, the person is going to gain the appreciation for health and fitness. That being said, you need to edify those people, those prospects that you think could be a good coach based upon the reasons why you think they'd be a good coach that don't equate to being into fitness, nutrition, health, and all that stuff. Maybe that person is just somebody who has a really amazing heart. Maybe that somebody is somebody who's interested in bettering the world, or they have a strong interest in seeing other people succeed. If you notice those traits in somebody, that can make somebody an incredibly awesome coach. So that's somewhere where you need to learn how to edify somebody. You need to speak life in them, because so many times people go throughout their day-to-day life and experience having people just crap all over them. Whether that be they're in a customer service field, whether that be they're working in a cubicle, or whatever it might be, people are constantly either being ignored, they're being belittled, they're not getting the recognition that they need. So as a strong leader, it is up to you to notice the traits in people that you admire and compliment them. Edify the living hell out of somebody. If all else fails, edify somebody. Another person that you need to edify, or group of people, are clients. So I'm going to share screen real quick if I can. Let me see about this. So hold on, guys. All right, so I'm going to show you all something real quick. Now, this is something I thought was absolutely incredible. Shoot. There we go. So this is something that I was taught and told to do, but I've just never done it myself. And I thought it was just freaking so cool when I saw Ariana do this. So she got her first client yesterday. And what she did was awesome because she edified her. She made her client Emma feel special. She recognized her client Emma in doing this. And so not only is she creating a really positive atmosphere and a relationship, she's setting a tone for a really incredible relationship between her and her client Emma. So she's doing that, but then as well, by making this post that Ariana made, she is also getting other people interested. So she may, I don't know the outcome of this, but by tagging Emma in this post that she created where she is introducing people to her client, she is getting other people's attention. Emma's friends are going to see this. Emma's friends are going to be paying attention to the success that Emma has. They're going to be on the lookout for her success and her transformation, and they're going to be excited to hear about what it is that she's achieved through doing this. So what Ariana has done is she has set the tone for her client's success. Now, of course, if you do a post like this where you are introducing a client to your business, or you're making note of, you're helping somebody, you want to get somebody's okay first before you do something like this, before you just totally put them out on the line. But I could not imagine a much more cooler thing to do than to create an announcement that is introducing people to the opportunity to work with you, and then it's also granting people the opportunity to watch a transformation like Emma's take place right before their very eyes. So I would not be surprised at all if this girl ended up becoming a coach because Ariana took the time out of her day to recognize her, put her out there, and really this holds her to another level of accountability. So I think that that was absolutely one of the coolest things that she could have done. Let me shoot. So I don't know how to not share screen anymore. Let me get back to that. Give me a second, guys. Okay, well, all right, so I suck at this. I have no idea what I'm doing on Zoom sometimes, so here you go. Here is, if you guys can see the screen right now, this is my vision board for 2015. Anywho, so getting back to the topic, if you want a behavior to duplicate, then what you need to do is recognize it. So anytime you as a leader see somebody on your team, you see a friend who is even on board with a free challenge group, that's not even somebody who is bought, sold, signed up, put money and invested into a group. If you see somebody who is in a free group of yours, who is doing amazing, incredible things, recognize them, edify them, and what you'll see is that person is going to end up recreating that. They're going to end up doing it again and again and again, and they are going to be more inclined to advance as somebody who is going from a coach to a leader. You can have somebody who is just an active coach, but if you see something that is incredible that they're doing on a consistent or regular basis, just by recognizing them, showing them that you've noticed what they're doing, they're going to duplicate what you see. And that's going to cause them from going to someone who is just an active coach to somebody who could be an emerald coach, to somebody who could advance you. You could be somebody who is a diamond coach, and just by simply recognizing and edifying a coach underneath you, that coach could turn into somebody who is a 5-star diamond for all you know. And it just is because of recognition. People don't get recognized enough. I know that that's one of the reasons why I was attracted to Beachbody, because I went above and beyond all of the time with whatever position it was that I was working in. And I never got recognized. I never got treated with respect, and I never got a freaking pat on the back when I was deserved one. And so that is why I go above and beyond with Beachbody, because I know I get the recognition. And that's a lot of times what can propel somebody. They might not even need a raise. They just need a freaking pat on the back in order to go from one level to the next. So as much as you possibly can, like I said, when in doubt, edify, recognize, and you will see that that person continues to do what it is that you want repeated. So the fourth tip in being a better leader in 2015 is by sharing your lessons learned. By being real with your coaches, your clients, and followers, you are going to be a better leader. So things that fall underneath this that will improve your status as a leader include admitting when you failed. I've failed a lot with this, and I am quite forward with how much I've sucked. My first year and a half sucked. I would even say the time from when I started to not so much suck until this year, I still sucked. I would say maybe I started seeing success this first year, like full out success. And I've had to fail a lot to get to where I am. And so by being forthright with that, by sharing my failure, it allows you guys to relate to me. You can understand that, this isn't always rainbows and unicorns. And there's a lot of times where you feel like, dude, this isn't getting me anywhere. But, you can think back of, well, shit, Kelly sucked for a year and a half. And if I can sell a challenge package in 12 months, I might be better off than Kelly, because I didn't do diddly squat my first year. I did not sell a single thing. And so if you in 12 months only sell a challenge package, you're so much further ahead than I was my 12 months in. And so that puts you even further ahead. Imagine where you could be in 4.5 years with this. So share with people when you fail. Share with your coaches, share with your clients, share with your followers, because it makes you relatable. People don't want to just see rainbows and unicorns all the time. Now, of course, be positive. You don't want to just come out and just have this negative connotation to your failure. You want to use your failure as a way to show that you went from being a victim, or you went from sucking to being the hero of your story. There's a rainbow at the end of your journey. It's not just all gray clouds, rain, thunder, and nastiness. You have a positive outlook. So share the failure, because that's going to make you relatable. That's going to make people understand that you can level up with them. That you've been there, you've done that, and you're going forward. The second thing underneath this umbrella is to admit when you need help. We're not perfect. I need to delegate a lot. There have been times where I've wanted to put together a challenge group, but I put way too much stuff on my plate. And then by the time that the challenge group needs to be made, like a day away from when the group needs to be done, I'm like, holy crap, I don't have enough time for this. I've taken on way more than I can chew. I need help. So please admit when you need help. Because if you don't admit when you need help, what's going to end up happening is you are going to be at the end of your fuse one day, and you're going to be this much from losing your shit. And then it's going to end up backfiring on you. So if you can admit when you need help through your clients, through your coaches, through prospects, that's going to put you in the position that you are going to rise up the leaders on your team. You're going to rise up the leaders of the prospects that you are working with. The people who are hungry for this, when they see that you need help, they're going to step up to the plate and they're going to volunteer to help. And that's not only going to take the stress off from your shoulders, but that's going to show you who you need to focus your time on. Because as a leader, as a person who is trying to make this something that is immensely as huge as it can possibly be, you need to understand that you can't do everything. Because if you try to do everything, you're just going to end up far too overwhelmed with this whole entire process. So by allowing yourself to admit when you need help, by asking for help, delegating out tasks to people, you're going to allow other leaders to step up to the plate and show you that your time is valued by working with those people. As a leader for a team that is huge, you are going to want to feel like, holy crap, I have 500 people or I have 20 people on my team. How can I divvy up my time? And as a leader, you need to understand that your time is valuable. So you need to divvy up your time with the people who are appreciative of your time, who show you that they're hungry for your time, and who do step up to the plate and say, you know what, I see that you're busy. I can understand that you're feeling very overwhelmed. Let me take the reins. So by doing that simple task, you are going to not only excel yourself as a leader, but you are going to bring other leaders up to the forefront to help and to empower them. And then the other thing is you need to be okay with understanding that when you do ask for help, that by doing that, what you're going to do, and sorry, this is kind of a little bit with the other topic or the other thing, the other bullet point that I just made. But when you admit that you need help, what is going to happen as well is you are going to make yourself relatable to the people you are working with. They're going to understand that you aren't just some freaking dynamo who is always on top of your game. They're going to see that you are a real person, that you have struggles, and that if you can make this work, if you can ask for help, then they're going to feel more inclined to ask for help too, and they're going to be more inclined to want to go on this journey with you. So this is something that I've done before in challenge groups. So if you're hosting a free challenge group, or if you are hosting a challenge group where somebody had to buy a challenge package in order to join the challenge, something I have done is I've messaged people. I've taken note of who the people are who are posting within the group. And I will message somebody who is showing consistency with posting or showing that they are active in the group, and I'll say to them, hey, I see that you're posting in the group, and I absolutely admire that you've taken that stance where you are wanting to hold yourself accountable and you're enjoying this. My plate is a little full right now, and I'm having to juggle a lot of things. So I was curious if you wouldn't mind helping me encourage other people in the group. By asking for somebody's help, what they are going to do is they're going to think, oh shoot, she notices me. They've taken note of what I'm doing. And so by doing that, you are empowering somebody. You are saying, dude, I see what you're doing. I think it's fantastic. I need your help. And so doing that task right there, you are grooming somebody to become a coach. You are saying, I see the power in you. I see the leadership potential that you have, and I want you to further help me. So what will happen is that person's going to step up to the plate, and they're going to be like, all right, girl, I'm going to help. And they're going to feel like they're doing something that is serving you. And certainly they are serving you, but they're also serving themselves as well, because they are becoming coaches. They are an apprentice, really. They are seeing what you're doing, they're taking note of it, and they are acting upon it as well. Another thing, as a leader, is you need to take on the position of being a positive person. You need to purge out any negativity that you possibly have. That is a big, big, big deal right there. Because what you do when you put negativity out there is you put out this frequency. And I don't know if you believe in the new age kind of way of thinking or not, but we emit a frequency. And when you emit a frequency, what is going to come back at you is exactly what you're putting out there. So if you are putting out that you are negative, or if you are posting one negative post in a sea of positive posts, that negativity is still going to attract negativity. And that's still going to be something that reverberates from your body. And so if you are wanting positive people to work around, by all means, post positive stuff, because whatever negativity you put out there, you are feeding future negativity and allowing that to be attracted back to you. I am somebody who grew up in a really negative household, super negative. Parents who bitched, complained, moaned about everything. And thus, I was a super negative person myself. And it's taken me a hell of a lot of work to be the positive person that I am today. I've put out posts, even as of around Christmas time, I put out a post that I thought, oh, this is harmless. But on second thought, I thought, man, this is kind of negative, and I've deleted it. Understand that the more you are positive, the more you're going to attract the positivity, you're going to attract the results you want with your business, the more you are going to bring about positive people and positive results with your business. So if you are looking for absolute unstoppable results with your business, take on a positive stance, because otherwise, as a leader, you are not going to see success. And you can feel like it's a really harmless post, but in all honesty, you have to understand that as a coach, you also want to be putting out valuable content to people. So if you are using your Facebook as a soapbox for you to just air out all of your dirty laundry, you need to take it to a journal. You need to take it to doing more personal development, praying to God, doing whatever the hell it is that you need to do to be a better person inside and out, because the negativity is not going to get you anywhere with this. Another, number 6 on our list of 11 things to be a better leader in 2015 is the law of the lid. And this is a John C. Maxwell thing. And basically what John C. Maxwell is stating here is you have this ceiling, you have this cap. And if you are here and you are trying to attract a leader to your business, let's say you're like, I'm looking for that one person who's just going to take my business and they're going to be the next top leader. They're going to be the Lindsay Matway, the Scotty Hobbs. I'm looking for that person. So if you're here and you're looking for someone up here, you're never going to get that person up here until you match that. If you're down here, all that you're ever going to get are people in this age or in this range. You're never going to get somebody up here. So if you want to attract better leaders, if you want to attract the next Lindsay Matway, Kelly Hanner, whoever it might be, you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do as a leader to be that person? Because once you step into that role, once you assume the position of being that kind of leader, you're going to attract to you like-minded people. It goes back to that whole frequency thing, the law of attraction. If you want outstanding people on your team, what do you need to do to be an outstanding leader, attracting those people to you? I've seen people who will post, I'm not having any success. I'm not getting people to sign up. I'm not getting people to be coaches. I'm not selling anything. And I look at them and it's like, duh, you're not getting anybody on board because nobody wants to sign up with somebody who is going to flake out on them. Nobody wants to sign up with somebody who is not being proof that the product works. Nobody wants to take on and join with somebody who they see isn't doing the work themselves. If you're not being consistent, you're never going to attract to you a consistent partner on your team. If you aren't getting fantastic results with the programs or the products or whatever it is, and you're not sharing that with people, how are you ever going to attract to your business somebody who is set to get results, to do the products, to do the program? Because they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, you couldn't even commit to yourself. How are you going to be able to commit to me? So if you want to be a strong leader, you need to know the law of the lid and understand that if you're wanting up here, you're going to have to be up here as well. If you want that kind of leader that's up there, you need to step into the role of the kind of person who is going to attract that kind of leader. Number 7 is the law of navigation. So the law of navigation from John C. Maxwell is a leader paints vision for everyone. I learned about painting vision from Tommy Migrant. Tommy Migrant is going to be at the Super Saturday in Washington, D.C. area. Tommy is one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my life. Because of Tommy Migrant, I came out with my story. I was a train wreck and I was nervous as all hell to come out with my story. But I remember at my first summit, I saw Tommy Migrant up on stage in front of hundreds of people sharing intimate details about his life and what he struggled with in order to be a top coach. All of the hurdles, the abuse, the alcoholism, the spending nights playing poker on the internet and being so out of shape. I heard Tommy Migrant paint vision, share his story. And through him sharing his story, he made me step up to the plate as a leader. And if you listen to Tommy Migrant, he paints vision for people. He can cast a reality for people. If you look at some of the top leaders in our world who have ever walked on this world, Jesus, he painted vision for people. Tommy Migrant painted vision for people. So in order to be an amazing leader, paint vision for people. When you are speaking with a client who is looking to join the 21-day fix, figure out what their goals are. Figure out what it is that they're looking to obtain, and then paint a vision for them. If you find out that somebody has lacked confidence their entire life, they're going on a vacation and it freaking scares the living hell out of them to be walking around on a beach in a bikini, the thought of that makes them want to throw up, paint a vision for that person. If you want to close a person the right way and get somebody to sign up with you, you're going to paint a vision that's going to reiterate their goals. It's going to hit on their emotional triggers, the right side of their brain, and it's going to pick up on all of the things that's going to paint a vision for what is possible with your coaching and your help. So that girl that is looking to be confident and walk around on the beach, when you're closing on that girl, you're going to tell her, you know what? I have no doubt that this program is going to help you to gain the confidence that you've been looking to achieve. Because I know what it's like to lack that kind of confidence. But I guarantee you, when you step into that light of feeling confident about who you are as a human being, and you're strutting around on that beach in a bikini because you've grown into who you are supposed to be as a human being, you've lost that weight, but most importantly, you've built the confidence level to feel completely comfortable walking around on the beach with having no inhibition whatsoever. That's going to make this whole thing worth it. That's going to make the money you've invested worth it. It's going to make the time worth it. And in all honesty, by the time this 3 weeks is over, you aren't going to recognize the person you were to the person you are today. So what do you say? Are you ready to get started? You paint vision for people. You understand what the hell their goals are, and you walk with it, you run with it. That can go for somebody being a client. That can go for somebody who is wanting to be a coach. You paint a vision for that person, and you hold their hand throughout that journey. You prove to them that they did the right thing by allowing you to be their coach. And you are going to have somebody who's going to do impeccable things. That client could become a coach. That coach could become a 7-figure earner. You don't know what's going to happen unless you paint that vision. So paint a vision for them, because a lot of times people are lacking the vision. So the people who can tell the story, the people who can paint a vision, are the people who end up having the most success with this. Number 8. And this is another thing that I pulled from John C. Maxwell, is the law of the inner circle, which is basically from Jim Rohn, which Jim Rohn states, you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you find yourself in a stuck situation where you are not going anywhere with this, you are feeling lethargic, you're feeling defeated, you're spinning your wheels, what are the 5 people around you doing? I guarantee you they're doing the same thing. They're stuck, they're spinning their wheels, they're not going anywhere, they're lethargic. So what you need to do is you need to take a look at your circle and tighten that shit up. If you have people who are not pulling their weight in your friendship, if they're not growing themselves, if they're not even interested a lick in growing, you need to cut the ties. And I'm sorry. And there's a mature and a responsible way to do that. You don't just have to totally write somebody off and make it a Facebook announcement like, I've divorced myself from this friend. But, you need to understand that the more you surround yourself with people who are going to bring you down, the harder it is for you to ever get anywhere in this, the harder it is for you to get anywhere in life. So figure out who it is that you want in your circle. One of the coolest things about Beachbody is the ability to surround yourself with people who deserve to be in your circle. That's the cool thing about building your team. Look at people who you would want in your circle. And also understand that, some people are a diamond in the rough. I was certainly a diamond in the rough when I started this. I've matured a lot, and I've grown into the leader that I am today. When I started this off, I was not the person you see me as today. So understand that, there are some people within your circle who are diamonds in the rough, and they need help. They need somebody who can grab their hand and say, come with me on this. Let's grow together. So if you are surrounded by people who aren't willing to grow, who are crapping all over your idea of where it is that you're taking this and the passion that you have behind this, you need to find a way to leave those people in the dust in the most mature and kind way possible. Because if you want to go somewhere with this, you need to surround yourself right now with people who are going forward, people who are growing. Because the longer you wait to cut those ties, the harder it's going to be, not only on you and your growth, but the harder it's going to be eventually when you do get to a level of success and those people are still holding you back. It's going to hurt a lot. So I'm not just saying just totally crap on a relationship that you had, but find a mature and responsible way to let people know that you are growing and that they are more than welcome to grow with you. And one of the best ways to do that is invite them to be a coach. So number 9 is the law of sacrifice. And it's another John C. Maxwell thing, but you must give up to go up. So for me, building this business has taken sacrifice, but it's been worth every bit of sacrifice that I've cut. I've cut a lot of things from my life. I used to love watching TV, but I understood that watching TV wasn't propelling me. I was too busy watching other people have success. I was too busy laughing my ass off over the Jersey Shore and stuff that didn't propel me to the next level. So sacrificing the TV has helped me become a better person. You might have to sacrifice some time where you sit in on the weekends to hone in on your business. I went to the Eric Worre event out in Las Vegas a couple months ago. And one of the coolest things was seeing, he had a panel of 20-year-olds, people under 30, up on stage. And there was this guy who was a millionaire at the age of 26. Freaking amazing. And he said one of the hardest things for him was, he had friends who were going out for Tasty Tuesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Sunday Fun Days, all of those things. And he was building his business. He started his multi-level marketing business, and he was putting in time and effort, and he had people calling him like, dude, you got to come out to Tasty Tuesdays. Like, you're lame. Get your ass out here. And he said it was tough. He had people who were vying for his time, people who were in his circle that he needed to cut out of his circle. And the thing is he said, cutting those ties, cutting and making those sacrifices of not going out for Tasty Tuesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, what that did for him okay, so yeah, he might have missed out on all that stuff. But 5 years later, what's happened for him is he's able to take his freaking fiance out to Barcelona for a month if he wanted to. He's able to travel to Australia and take his fiance on a freaking scuba diving adventure if he wanted to. Meanwhile, he can call up those friends who are going out for the freaking Tasty Tuesdays and crap, or see them on Facebook. And what are they still doing? They're still doing their Tasty Tuesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, and they're looking forward to the weekend. They're looking forward to that week off that they have, that their job gives them, that cool week off that they have for vacation time. And so, yeah, he had to make sacrifices where he wasn't going out with his friends. He wasn't following the crowd. But look where it's gotten him. A 26-year-old who's a millionaire, who's able to take his fiance out and freaking, they're looking at Thirsty Thursdays, and they're freaking throwing a middle finger up to a Thirsty Thursday because they're out doing amazing, incredible things that most even 40 and 50-year-olds are looking at like, dude, I wish I could do that. So make the sacrifice because you must give up to go up. Number 10 on the list is not letting others influence you. So put your blinders on to comparison. It's really super easy in this industry, as in most everything. We've grown up in this competitive field where, people get trophies, people get rewards, there's a class pet, there's all of that kind of stuff. And we want to compare ourselves to those people. And we want to say, I'm not good enough. I haven't achieved this. I'm a month into coaching and I haven't sold a challenge package. I haven't gotten to Emerald yet. But understand that as long as you're consistent, it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. So put your blinders on to the comparison that you want to put yourself through. Trust me, I know about comparison. I'm almost 5 years into this, and I see coaches doing in 3 years what I haven't even achieved yet. And it blows my mind. And there's some times where I want to just say, what the F, man? Like had I have gotten my crap together when I first joined, and if I was mature, I could only imagine where I would be today. But you cannot let that kind of mindset pull you into the dark side. This goes back to being positive. You need to understand that where you are is where you're meant to be for a reason. You are given what you deserve when you deserve it. So, yeah, I might not be a 7-figure earner yet, but I'm where I need to be for a reason, and I understand that. So you too need to understand that you might not be a six-figure earner yet if you're 2 years in, and that's totally okay. You're where you need to be, though, for a specific reason that is setting you up to tell your story, to be an inspiration, to be relatable to your team, to show other people what consistency, believing in yourself, and having a deep why can do for you. So imagine how sweet it is going to be when you are freaking 10 years into this. Just by being consistent, where you're going to be 10 years into this is going to be a huge, so much bigger payoff than where you could be 10 years into a normal 9 to 5, where maybe at most you were given $1 or $2 raise for your hard work and putting in time to help somebody else build their dreams. So yeah, you might not be as far ahead as some people who are a month, 2 months, 6 months into this, but understand that as far as comparison goes, the comparison that you need to have is, I'd much sure as hell rather be investing 6 months, a year, 10 years of my life into this than working for any old 9 to 5 job. That's the most comparison that you should ever put yourself through with this. And understand, like I said, that you are where you're at for a reason, and it's going to go towards sharing your story, towards, motivating your team, helping to be relatable to them. So put your blinders on to any and all comparison, because it's not going to do you any justice whatsoever. So the last and final thing of the 11 things that are going to make you be a better leader in 2015 is just trusting the process. So like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Set goals, work towards them, and understand that once you hit the goal, it's going to feel empty unless you learn to prosper where you're planted and you enjoy the process. So on Thursday, I'm about to hit elite, which is going to allow us to be an elite team. That's going to open up a huge opportunity for us to be able to work with Beachbody corporate offices. We're going to have much more one-on-one training from corporate. We're going to have the opportunity to be in test groups. We're going to have more credibility, more support. Just our team is just going to, it's going to go, it's going to skyrocket here really, really soon because of this opportunity to be elite. But becoming elite means nothing if along the way I didn't appreciate and have gratitude and gratefulness for where I am, where I've come, and where I'm going. So you could be a freaking top coach. You could be the number one top coach, but that achievement is going to feel really empty if you don't take the time out to enjoy the process and to recognize where you are, where you've been, and where it is that you're going. It's going to be totally empty, and by the time you get there, it's not going to feel worth it. So love where you are, cherish where you are, feel grateful with where you are, and these goals that you set for yourself are going to feel so incredibly just amazing once you hit them. I cannot tell you enough how cool it is when you trust the process, you love where you are, and you hit those goals. It means the absolute world when those things become possible because you dreamt it, you believed it, and you finally achieved it. So trust the process. Love where you are, be grateful for every day, and understand that everything that you are going through is leading you up to being the best leader you can possibly be. So I want to end this call on a couple of things. So we have the opportunity to leave 2014 off on a bang. So what I want to encourage you guys to do with 2014 is leave it on an awesome, positive note. If you go to the file section of our team page and you scroll down to like almost the very bottom, there's a one-person script. This is something I use as my go-to fail-proof script when I want to get somebody on board in a challenge group. If I am looking to inspire the hell out of a lot of people, I'll use this script. I remember the first time I used this script, I ended up selling 4 challenge packages in about an hour. So the one-person script is something that you can use. Right now it is tailor-made for, I think, the summer, but you can change around a couple of words in it to make it New Year's friendly. The one-person script basically says, I am looking for one person, one amazingly, incredibly awesome person who is sick and tired of being sick and tired, who is ready to put it all on the line because they understand and they are ready for change. It goes along the lines of something like that. And then you use that, you put that out there, you hit people on their right brain. You figure out what their goals are. You figure out what this could do for them for the New Year's if they had the opportunity to work with you. And I guarantee you that you are going to get somebody on board if you use this one-person script. So use one-person script, post it, find a way to post it on Instagram. I posted it to Instagram. I posted it to Facebook. Put it out there. Send it out with good intention, and you are going to end 2014 on a positive note. I guarantee it. Another thing too is let's see here. The 21-day fix is on sale. So it's already been unleashed in our Coach Online office or in our shop. It is $140 for the 21-day fix package with Shakeology and the 21-day fix itself. This is huge because in February, 21-day fix extreme is coming out. So I would be trying to help as many people as possible with the 21-day fix and get people involved for that group, because the 21-day fix extreme, when that hits, that is going to be huge. The 21-day fix, when that came out last February, it came out on the 3rd, I believe, and it sold out the day it was released. So imagine what the 21-day fix extreme is going to do, especially if you have people who have already done the 21-day fix. Those people who have done it and have had incredible results are just going to be so amped for the 21-day fix extreme. So we have a lot of awesome, incredible opportunities to start 2015 with a bang. We have incredible opportunities to end 2014 with a bang. You are well equipped as leaders, and you are also well equipped to know that, this success that you guys are having is all on you. I can lead a horse to water all I want. It is up to you to show up. It's up to you to have calls with your mentor, with your leaders. It's up to you to be on top of your game. So you guys, the success that you have is all on you. And I want you to understand that when you are standing up on stage at Summit and we are freaking clapping and going nuts for you for just having the crazy amount of success that you've had, sure, we've guided you, we've helped you, but this has all been on you. It's been on you because you know your why, you know where you're going, you've got the vision, and you are not going to take any prisoners. You want this, and you are willing to do whatever it takes. So have the consistency, have the belief, have the passion, know your why, and you are going to do amazing things this 2015.